wish I knew more about like Bible studies because I think the Bible is like not to get all like holy or whatever. I'm not a holy man by any means, but I feel like the Bible might be probably the greatest novel ever written in a sense.
The funny thing is, though, is are we recording right now?
Yes, we're recording right now. Yes. Go on about your Bible studies.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I don't know. It's just wild. It's so old.
It's like Jesus really is that guy. He really is that like protagonist where he just like, yep, we're going through the Bible and God is trying to what happens in the Bible? Do you know? What's like your knowledge about the Bible?
I know there's a lot of stories about like Jesus feeding a village with like two fish and one loaf of bread or something like that.
Have you
He
ever
like
wanted to read the have you read the Bible?
it's been a while.
Been a while.
Um I know that everybody knows I think it's like John 3:16 where it's like Jesus so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son or something like that. Like when I was
Amen.
in confirmation, like that was like when everybody said their verse, that was like most people used John 3:16.
Amen to that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's holy episode of the Midwest Take. I'm your host, Jacob.
I'm Josh.
And as you can tell, we have some very holy names. Both our names come from the Bible. Isn't that crazy?
No, I think my mom and dad knew what they were doing because I also have a brother named Jacob, so
That is wild.
I think they were going for the Bible.
My mom wasn't going for the Bible.
Well, like,
She was a holy person. My grandmother was a holy person. But she didn't raise us very holy. I think I went to Sunday school at one point. But that was like for a week or two, and then I never went back, or I never went to like CCD or whatever.
oh,
Did
like
you go to
confirmation.
CCD?
I went to confirmation for 3
Oh, you
years.
went to confirmation.
It was
How was
fun.
that?
It was fun.
It was fun. Like, what'd you do? What
We'd
do you
have like
what
a
do you
little
holy
little
children do?
church, like singing kind of thing. Sing like the songs that kids would like,
What
the
are the
fun ones.
what's the songs that kids like?
Not your traditional Christian songs, but like ones where they'd be like, I don't know, just be like, like they'd take Bible verses and make it into more fun songs.
Mm,
There's one where it was like Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go, and you'd be like, yeah, 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 yeah. Like it was like they took like Louie Louie and they turned it into a like Louie Louie. They turned it into like a Christian thing.
sick, sick.
Or there was one where there was a bunch of like hand motions that you would do as you did it.
Really. The last time I ever went to anything related to like a church was Spanish church. Have I already told you this?
No.
Yeah, I might have, but I feel like I have maybe not on the podcast or anything. But the last time I ever went to church was a Spanish church.
Is that
Eh,
like Roman Catholic, Spanish Roman Catholic? I thought a
Uh,
lot of like Hispanic people are Roman Catholic.
yeah, I think it was Christian. I don't know.
Well, I'm just like saying a lot of like Hispanic people I think are like traditional Catholic.
Yeah, it might have been more Catholic adjacent. Um, I guess I never really did ask. I was a youngin'. I was like 12. I didn't really care. All I know is I was forced to go to church, which I absolutely uh, did not like going to church, especially on Sunday because I'm like,
One of your
I just
sleeping
got
days.
done. I just got done with like my gaming session off Black Ops 2, and I'm like, the
Oh
last thing I want to do
man,
is go to church.
what a game! What a game!
Last thing I do want to go to church. So yeah, they would do like songs in the middle of church, and that'd all be in Spanish. And so I would just kind of be like, and just like fake it pretty much.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, and then they'd come collecting tips, and we were always given like $5 to
Tips.
hand
you
to
mean offerings?
yeah. Well,
Offering
the
tips.
yeah, the offering, yeah,
The
the
tips.
tips, yeah, the tips.
Give us some tips for the services we provide to you.
Yeah, well, they're basically tips. They're tips to God. You know?
God.
Tips to God. I was liked, even though I had no idea what they were saying, because everything was in Spanish. I would always just look at the sides of the church and look at those exquisite murals that they would have.
Oh yeah, churches always got some cool murals
Yeah, they
in the
always
windows.
got those cool stained glass.
Usually those stained glass are like a lot of times they'll depict like
Don't they just tell the whole story?
Yeah, like from Jesus, like it'll be like Jesus falls the first time and then he's carrying the cross, and then Jesus falls the second time, then he's crucified, then he's reborn. Like yeah, usually there's like either that or there's like statues that like tell the story.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't get into it, especially in my little mind at the time. And plus, yeah, this was like the last place I wanted to be. Because I just wanted to game. I'm like, where's my DS at? I just wanna play like Zelda on my DS and just not have a care in the world. Or yeah, I get back on my Call of Duty grind. You can't stop me. You can't stop me from playing video games.
Black Ops.
And then we would
2.
always go to after that we would always go to like a Spanish meat market and just buy a ton of Spanish like carnitas.
Oh, okay.
Buy carnitas, a bunch of Spanish candy, which not a fan of the Spanish candy because it's all spicy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it'd always have like Tajín in there.
Tajín?
Yeah,
oh.
Tajín. Or like it would always just be super spicy. I remember my brothers used to go crazy for it'd be like one of those pushing candy, and it'd have like liquid that would push out of it. Do you kind of know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where you just like it has like a little yeah, it like squirts up little like liquid out of the top or whatever. It's like yeah, it's like a very spicy. I think it's like green, and then it has like a red top on top. I don't remember what it's called. My brothers used to go crazy for that stuff. Not me. I was too white for that. Way too white for the Spanish candy. Although I think my favorite Spanish candy is De La Rosa, and that is a dry like peanut butter cake kind of deal. That's really good. I think I had an ice cream version of it when I went down to Mexico the first time. It was like De La Rosa Crema, and oh my god, it was amazing. It was good stuff.
It sounds like your Spanish candies are nice and spicy.
Anyways, yeah, I love Spanish candy though. For the most part, there's some good ones. There's also some not for me. There's some not for me ones there too. So Josh, tomorrow we are ice fishing.
Yes.
What are you most looking forward to for ice fishing? What's like?
Well,
What,
I've always
what
wanted
keeps
to.
you
It's been
always coming back?
been a while since I've had a fish fry. I'd love to catch enough fish to have a fish fry.
What's your favorite fish to eat?
Haven't ate a lot of fish. I know catfish is pretty good. One time I had some bluegill and crappie. That was really good. The dude that made it, he fried it up and we ate it with hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good.
Hot sauce? Really, hot sauce?
Yeah, I gave it a little kick.
Little tick. We always breadcrumb our.
Well,
our
yeah,
fish
he
up.
used like breadcrumb or something, but then we dipped it in hot sauce.
Oh yeah, I guess since it's been a little bit. Now that ice fishing is in full effect, my favorite form of fishing. Yeah, I guess I have been out ice fishing a few times. Without you, we usually do our one trip a year kind of deal, since it's kind of hard to work with our schedules.
Right.
Maybe this year we can swing out for twice. You think we can do twice this year? Think it's possible?
Maybe.
In the
Well,
carts?
last year there was only about 3 weeks of ice.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
That's fair. They can't even do the games up there this year.
really,
Up at Okoboji.
it's not thick enough.
Well, okay, they can do the games. It's just there's no snow. There's nothing.
Oh,
There's
okay.
nothing right now, so it's like kind of tough doing. Do you know if they're putting the car up there this year again?
Are they?
I don't know.
I
Are
think they do every year.
they should do it this year.
Yeah, I think they
If
do
there's
every year.
enough, I don't know. It's been kind of a weird winter.
So they just leave that thing on there, don't they, until the
Yeah,
ice
until it
melts?
falls through. Yeah, people hedge their bets on the car falling through. But yeah, so I've been out ice fishing twice now, and then of course we're going tomorrow,
It's gonna be
Um,
cold as hell.
where it's gonna be freezing out. But that's ice fishing for you. So I've been out twice. One to Okoboji, where I think I had one of the best ice fishing days of, I think, my life. Maybe there's like one other day that kind of trumps it, but this day was phenomenal. We ended up going off a little beach area, and we walked out. We probably walked like a mile out, which is crazy. We walked so far away from the car, and we just set up, and we just caught perch the whole entire day. I love catching perch too. That's like a dream fish I always like dreamed of. Like, yeah, I just want to catch perch the whole entire day, and this was the day it happened. And we caught pretty sizable perch. I even caught a pretty decent walleye too.
Yeah, you did. I saw a picture.
Yeah,
That
I
was
caught a
nice.
decent walleye.
So how's the perch eating? Like,
Got perch are perch are
man, I'd like to
fantastic.
catch some perch.
I've eaten
with
a
you
lot of
sometime.
fish. I've eaten trout, perch, crappie, bluegill, walleye.
What's your favorite?
Definitely walleye.
Yeah, I hear walleye is really good.
Walleye is one of my like go-tos. I've
Like-
eaten yellow bass. I don't think I'd ever eat a proper bass.
Would you eat a carp?
No.
Some people do eat carp.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, some people eat everything. I've seen guys eat freaking gar.
No gar. Yeah, my dad used to bow fish, so he'd actually eat gar.
Yeah.
I've never eaten a pike.
I've seen a guy eat a buffalo. You know what I'm talking about? It looks kind of like a carp.
Oh, the buffalo fish. Yeah. I do
Yeah,
know that.
and he made riblets from it.
I don't know. Those fish just sound kind of like trash fish
Yeah.
in my eyes. But yeah, that day we caught. We had how many people? We had 6 people out there. 6 people, and up there in Iowa, anyways, it is 25 fish per person when it comes to panfish. And yeah, we ended up keeping 66 of these bastards.
Holy smokes.
And we probably could have kept a lot more, but
You were selective?
I got to the point where I'm like, yeah, we already got a lot of fish out on the ice. I'm not keeping any more. And yeah, if I would have kept more fish, we probably would have had like close to 80.
I just can't even imagine these piles of fucking perch you guys had on the ice.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. It was
It's just like 50 perch just
and
flopping around on the ice.
it was a perfect day out too. That day it was close to 50 degrees out at the time. It's 50 degrees. It was beautiful. There was 0 wind. We were fishing outside of our ice.
How much ice there
shacks
was?
the whole entire day. Oh man. At the time there was about, I want to say 8 inches.
Really?
Yeah, there was like 8 to 10 inches maybe.
Wow, that's nice. 8 inches and it's 50 degrees.
Yeah.
That's
oh
lucky.
man. Yeah, it was beautiful out. Yeah, one of the best days of fishing I think I've ever had. It wasn't nice when we were done with the day. We had to clean them. That took about an hour and a half to clean all those
Yikes.
fish, and that was kind of a pain. But they ate up so well. We ate so many fish. I went over to my dad's and we had just a big old fish fry.
Yeah.
And man, that stuff's addicting. I would make fish sandwiches out of them, and those would be really good. We'd put like mayo on top of them if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that sounds good with
Yeah,
mayo.
we'd have breadcrumbs and
But-
fry them up. Put them on a sandwich. Oh
A lot
God.
of people use like tartar sauce. I'd rather put mayo on there.
Tartar sauce is all right. It's okay. I wouldn't have that all the time. So that day up Boju was amazing. Way better than the last time. And then last week we actually went out on Sunday. That day was rough. That was a rough kind of day.
Windy
we
or
might
what?
have the same exact day tomorrow, possibly, with the wind. But
How
we
is
were
the
catching fish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's the fishing though?
We were catching fish. We were catching crappie, bluegill. My dad caught some huge crappie, like I think 14-inch crappie maybe, 14-inch, and then he caught some sizable bass as well. But we were kind of also time crunching that day too. My dad, he had to get back to work, and when he lives, 2.5 hours away from his house, like working at a site. So he lives far away from his house, so he had to actually pack it up early. So we left by noon, and that was perfect timing for football games that day. We had some really, really good football games that day. How are you feeling about football this year? I know it's kind of sad.
Yeah,
And
the
this
Vikings
this
won.
episode will be coming out the following week after we know what happens this week.
The Vikings won 14 games and lost to the Rams, which is what I expected them to do.
Oh, Sammy Darnold.
The only thing that would make it better is if the Commanders somehow go in and beat the Lions
Honestly,
tomorrow.
that's kinda this is gonna age probably bad.
I mean, the Lions will
Um,
probably win, but you just never know. I mean, the Commanders go in there and
If
rookie quarterback, you never know.
if the Lions end up losing, I think all hell is gonna break loose.
That would be wild because the NFC North was clearly the best division in the league, and two teams are already out.
Or like tomorrow, if the Houston Texans beat the Kansas City Chiefs,
That ain't
That-
happening.
that is gonna be. Although
That is not happening.
if that did happen, as a Chiefs fan, and this could be aging like crazy right now, the Chiefs could have just lost and be out of the playoffs, which would be wild. I don't think it's gonna happen. But if the Houston Texans end up winning, that's insane. That'd actually be insane.
I don't.
Because right now, currently, we have two rookie quarterbacks in the playoffs. And, one C.J. Stroud and one Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, that guy is crazy.
Yeah, he's playing good.
That guy is absolutely nuts. I think, honestly, for that Washington game, I think they can put up a fight. Do I think they're going to win? No.
Doesn't mean they won't.
But at this point, I think they're playing with house money. They already got their franchise quarterback. They already had a stellar season. I think this is the first time they made it back in the playoffs since like 2005. So if you're a Commanders fan / Washington football / Redskin fan, then you are over the moon right now because your team's actually doing good, which hasn't been like that for a long time.
Well, I find it funny because where we live, there's no Washington Commanders fans. But
I
your
know,
your
too.
one buddy that works at the same place I do,
Yep.
him and his dad are the only two people that I've ever seen wearing Washington Commander hats.
Those are the two. Those are the two I know.
I figured that as much.
The only two the Washington Commanders fans I know
In this
all
area.
of Iowa, I think. Don't think there's a single other Washington fan out there.
And I thought it was hilarious before this season when I saw them wearing that hat, and now I can't say anything.
True. You can't say anything. Can't say. Are you excited for J.J. McCarthy coming back triumphing?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it because if the Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell can make Sam Darnold look like a superstar, imagine J.J. McCarthy that's got a lot of promise.
You kind of feel bad for Sam Darnold a little bit.
I don't.
You don't feel bad? Like
He won him 14 games and then he choked in the playoffs.
True. But look at all those achievements. Sure, you guys might have not have been winning against the best teams in the world. Because obviously you lost to the Lions and the Rams.
The Vikings had 4 losses this year. And guess what? 2 of them were against the Lions and
Yep.
2 of them were against the Rams.
Yep.
So when it came down to it, they could beat 90% of the league,
Yep.
but they can't beat the best of the best.
Not even 90.
Well, that's what somebody said was basically what he said was the
Like,
Vikings
if you look at it
the
that
Vikings
way,
can
yeah.
beat 90% of the teams in the league, or they
Yeah.
can beat the teams that aren't that good, which is 90% of the teams.
Yeah. Yeah, things were a big mess this year. Now what I'm really looking forward to is that Lions, or not Lions, sorry, the Bills and Ravens game. Bills and Ravens are
I
playing
think the
this
Ravens.
week.
I think the Ravens beat
You
them.
think the Ravens are going to end up doing it?
No,
They're going in-
maybe not, because Josh Allen's had like a
Yeah.
MVP season.
And what's crazy about that is they're going into Ford Field and there's been snow. It's going to be a snow game.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So the Ravens are going into Lion territory. Or sorry, Bills territory. Blue teams are getting me confused.
Probably be another running game like that 49ers Bills game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it'll have to be.
What do you think about the Rams and Eagles? I don't think the Eagles are as dominant as they have been in previous years. Like, I think the Rams actually have a shot at going in and beating them.
I think
My dad says no way, but I think
the hardest part about clearing the Eagles will be clearing Saquon Barkley. Saquon, if you can contain Saquon in that game, you're gonna win, no doubt. But I don't think they can.
they also can't count Stafford out with Puka and
Yeah. Well, but Jalen Hurts is also like the guy too. You know,
he can
he's
run,
already
he can
made
pass.
it to a Super Bowl. Like he's a really good quarterback. That would be definitely an upset. I don't think the Rams can do it though. I don't think. I think the Eagles are they have a little too much firepower in their arsenal to lose this game this coming week. I don't think they can. Don't think they can. So what's that? So what we have Kansas City winning. I think the Bills are going to be able to win.
Yeah, agree.
I think the Bills are going to win, even though it would be cool to see Lamar Jackson making it back to the Super Bowl. I also want to see Josh Allen make it to his first Super Bowl.
Nah, I'd rather see the Chiefs just
Which that
three-peat.
won't happen because then the Chiefs will win.
I'd rather just see the Chiefs three-peat.
You want to see the Chiefs
At this
three-peat?
point, yeah, why
Really?
not? I mean, I wouldn't mind if the Commanders won. Honestly, I wouldn't care if the Rams won, but then you kind of got to throw the narrative out there. Did the Rams win because of the California wildfires?
There is that narrative.
Because, I mean, the year of Katrina, suddenly the next year the Saints win the Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah, maybe.
following the NFL script much, or
I'm excited for football. We got some good football coming on.
oh, you didn't? Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Lions and the Rams to go to the NFC Championship game. I don't think the Commanders.
Oh, so you think the Eagles are gonna lose?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick.
Really?
I'm gonna pick the Rams. The Rams are pretty hot right now. They once they got Puka back and. Now I think they did lose. I don't know if they did lose a tight end last week against the Vikings. I don't know if he's gonna be back or not, but I'm gonna pick the Lions and the Rams.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna Rams in the Super Bowl.
Rams in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, because like I said,
Wow,
the narrative,
we are throwing some darts.
the narrative, the wildfires. Everybody's making a huge deal about the California wildfires. The Rams are winning the Super Bowl.
Bold.
And anyway, the Chiefs are obviously going to the Super Bowl.
If they do end up three-peating, you best bet I'm making my way down to Kansas City for that parade.
For the parade, yeah.
For that
I mean, you're
parade.
only a couple hours away.
Yeah. Yeah, when I only live only 2.5 hours away, might as well go to the parade. If they three-peat, that'll be amazing. Of course, everyone doesn't want that.
I wouldn't mind it because I want to see somebody beat Brady's Super Bowl record.
Yeah.
He won what, 7? think he won 7.
Is it 7? And then 1 with the Buccaneers?
No, 7 total.
Yeah,
6
yeah.
Patriots, 1
So 6 Pats and then
1 Buccaneer.
1 Bucks.
So that's
Is
7.
it 7 or 6?
I think he's got 7. I don't know.
That's a lot of Super Bowls.
It
God,
is.
That,
That-
guy
that
was
makes it-
dominant.
But
Jesus.
Mahomes is only like 28, and he's already won 3.
I think he's 29 now or whatever.
29, but he's won 3, right?
Yeah. No.
2? No, he's had to have
No.
won
Wait.
3.
Wait. Sorry. He's won. So
I'm gonna look it
they
up.
got into it in 2019. Lost against Tom Brady, and then 2020. Wait, my timeline's getting all messed up. They have won 3. Yeah,
He has won 3.
I think so.
So Mahomes has got to win.
But yeah, we're right
5.
now. So there was a bye year that when they lost against the Buccaneers. So they won, lost to the Bucks, and now they've won, and then this will be the 3-peat if they do it this year, I think.
So
Pretty
say Mahomes plays till Brady played. He's like 45 or whatever, and he plays till he's 45, and
Sure.
he's 29 right now.
Sure.
I'd say there's a pretty good chance that he has 8 Super Bowls.
You think so?
I mean,
But also,
you also got to think that the Chiefs eventually are gonna suck because
yeah,
they're just not gonna have. Obviously Kelsey's gonna retire here pretty quick, and
right.
but this isn't even
Those
their best.
receivers,
This
tight
isn't even their
ends.
best team, and they still might go to the Super Bowl.
Oh God, but no, they have so many weapons right now. The only bad part is they only signed him to 1 year's.
Well, and
Yeah.
Hollywood finally came back
Yeah,
after
Hollywood
getting injured.
Brown, and then we got DeAndre Hopkins out there being an absolute menace.
You guys still got Pacheco or whatever.
We do have Pacheco still. There's still tons of weapons on that Chiefs arsenal, which you can't really count anyone out. That's why the Kansas City Chiefs are just so dominant, because they will just run you down. They will grind down that clock. The clock management for the Kansas City Chiefs is just like Andy Reid is just
He's a beast.
should be coach of the year.
It's
honestly.
funny. It's funny because he couldn't win a Super Bowl, and then he went to the Chiefs and he won 3. He lost the Super Bowl with the Eagles, and he had never won one.
he lost with the Eagles.
He had never won one, and it looked like he was one of those guys that just was never going to win a Super Bowl. And then he goes to the Chiefs and he wins 3.
Yeah, well, that is kind of crazy. Did he not win one with the Eagles?
No, I don't think so. I think the
No,
Chiefs
he
was
just
first one.
lost when
I
they
think so.
got
Yeah.
there. Yeah. See, here I thought they won one with the Eagles, but yeah,
Well, he's
maybe
got
not.
plenty of rings now.
Yeah.
By the time he retires, he might have a full hand of rings.
Which, who knows? There's still question marks about Andy Reid, how long he's going to stay in the league.
I find it funny that the Cowboys parted ways with McCarthy,
McCarthy,
and now he might go to the Bears or something.
The
I heard
Giants
he's
or
interviewing with the
or
Bears.
whatever.
I don't know. If I was the Bears, I'd get somebody young.
You would need
If I was the Bears, I would get the Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson,
Ben Johnson.
if he even wants to leave.
I don't think he does, honestly.
Why would he want to go to a dumpster fire
I know.
of a city like Chicago?
I know.
And I'm a Cubs fan, but I'm not a Bears fan, and the Bears organization sucks. And Bears fans would probably agree. They ran one quarterback into the ground, and
Yep.
they're about to run another first-round pick into the ground if they don't get the right
Yeah.
coach in there.
Poor Caleb do be seeing he been seeing ghost. He didn't look very good.
The Bears, the Giants, and the Jets are a bunch of dumpster fire franchises. They're all dumpster fires that they just need to they need to sell the team or get a better general manager because they all do
Yeah.
the same crap every year. And what'd you think about Gerard Mayo? 1 year.
Oh, 1 year.
One year with the
one more
Patriots.
Pats.
What is he supposed to do in 1 year?
Yeah.
What's he supposed to do in 1 year with a rookie
it's
quarterback?
Kind of like almost like you got to. I feel like you almost got to treat coaches like quarterbacks.
That's
a
not
little
even
bit.
fair.
You got to let them develop a little bit. Yeah,
First year as a
I
head coach.
did feel like right after they were out of the season and then just firing him instantly. Yeah, that was kind of that. I don't think that was a good move.
Gronkowski,
Maybe,
he didn't like it.
Maybe they just didn't like him at all. Like maybe he just didn't have the locker room presence. Maybe
Well, I guess there's a lot of Patriots fans that were saying get him out of there before he ruins Drake May.
which Drake May is a promising prospect.
So
I will
apparently
say,
they didn't. Apparently they didn't think he was pushing the right buttons.
I will say, if you are a Patriots fan, Drake May is like your shining, like hope still that he does have flashes, still, and can maybe still turn the Patriots into a winning team for the next season. This season was not the season, but I'd also want to look at the Broncos as well.
Yeah, they got
They got their.
I think everybody
franchise
was. I think
quarterback.
everybody was kind of laughing at Denver for taking Bo Nix at 12
Yeah, I could see it.
because everybody thought Bo Nix was probably going to be 30, 31 in the first round, like later
Yeah.
pick.
I think it was. I think the Broncos have really turned it around ever since what big Walmart bought them. Walmart bought their franchise.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did, and then they hired a new coach. Who's their coach again? Their coach is.
He used to be the Saints coach,
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I swear I hear his name like.
Sean Payton.
Is it
Payton.
Sean McVay?
No, Payton.
Payton? Sean Payton?
Is that his name? Something Payton.
Who's
Sean
McVay?
Payton.
I don't know.
McVay is the Rams coach, I think.
Oh yeah, Sean McVay. Yeah, okay, that's right.
Is it Sean Payton? I don't remember.
It might be Sean Payton's. Yeah, I feel like
Payton. It's Payton, but is it Sean
that.
Payton?
I feel like
don't
that has a pretty good ring to it. The Broncos. The Broncos look pretty good. Bo Nix is shaped out to be that guy of a quarterback, even though he did turn out not to win a playoff game or what. That's tough. It's
Yeah,
tough.
this is for
It's still
sure.
tough being a rookie, like going into the playoffs. Even though we have two rookie quarterbacks right now in the playoffs, but I feel like Denver might have some promising. They might have another Peyton Manning on their hands. I feel. I feel like they might have another Peyton, which is kind of scary being a Chiefs fan, because I wouldn't want to go against the Broncos if they have another Peyton Manning on their hands.
I don't know.
And then if we're talking in that same vein, like in that kind of same area, let's talk about the dumpster fire of the the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, they're.
The Las Vegas Raiders are that is a dumpster fire.
They-
Same with like the Tennessee Titans too.
They probably should have drafted a quarterback.
The Raiders. I feel like what their QB1's what Garner Minshew mania.
Well, Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell, and then they had
they're
Garner
basically
Minshew
just
as well.
bridging. I mean, they got nothing. They got to get a quarterback.
Yeah, and then you have the prospect of Max Crosby leaving your franchise as well. One of your great defensive guys. Like, it's not looking good in Raider Nation. I'll be honest, it's not looking very good. You basically got to start all brand new if you're a Raiders person. If you're a
No.
Raiders fan, you just got to scrap everything, burn it all to the ground. All right, time to restructure.
Well, hey, you know who the Raiders would probably pick up? I wouldn't be surprised if they grabbed either Darnold or
Sam Darnold's promising.
Kirk Cousins, because
And-
Cousins is probably getting cut.
And after he lost that game, I think you definitely made Sam Darnold's price tag a little less.
A little cheaper. He had a
little
couple
cheaper.
bad
You
games.
knocked a zero off his pay pretty much. Because he did not look good in that last game. You think Kirk Cousins get cuts from the Falcons? You think he gets cut?
Yeah, I mean,
You do? For sure.
Michael Penix. I think they're just gonna go ahead and go with Michael Penix because
Yeah, you think Penix is
Cousins
going to be the guy?
Cousins did not look good, and
He really doesn't.
I don't know. Somebody will pick Cousins up if he wants to keep playing.
Yeah.
Makes no sense for them to just keep Cousins though and have him sit on the bench.
Right. I mean, he can still pull like being that Joe Flacco kind of role.
Yeah, but he's making like 40 or 50 million a year to just
Yep.
sit on the bench.
Yep, pretty much. That's easy money right there.
I guess that's kind of like didn't Favre sit behind Rodgers for like 1 year before they got
Mhm.
traded to the Jets?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Favre was that kind of that trainer to Aaron Rodgers, and then then he then he went to the Jets, and then he didn't do anything there. How long was he at Minnesota for?
Who, Favre?
Yeah,
2
Favre.
years.
2 years.
The
Yeah.
first year was his good year.
Good year.
The second year, it was kind of just an afterthought. Like, they didn't win the Super Bowl, and
The guy was throwing interceptions like crazy.
he was
flinging
he was
those
beat
things.
up. I think he got his jaw broken.
You know, it is crazy seeing the evolution of the quarterback role in football. How mobile QBs are like the
Becoming the thing.
norm nowadays. Like the statue quarterback does not exist anymore. And it can't exist because the landscape has changed
Well,
so
like
much.
Kirk Cousins is one of those pocket passers who doesn't run, and
Yeah, same
that
with like
really limits your ability to.
like Aaron Rodgers is still that like statue quarterback. Like he can run, but he
Usually doesn't.
doesn't really scramble too often. I feel like Aaron Rodgers will be like the last of like I would say the most notorious one for this would be like Big Ben.
Yeah, they just basically
Yeah, it would
step
just
back
be a
and they don't
statue.
run.
Just don't run, don't do whatever. But QBs nowadays, they all have to be super mobile.
Well, it was refreshing seeing Darnold this year. Like, he got out of a lot of sacks because of
Mhm.
his legs. Like, he broke a few tackles and he'd run.
Mm.
Towards the end of the season, he didn't do that enough, but
Yep.
I don't know if I heard he might have had like a quad injury or something. Maybe that's why he didn't scramble. But yeah, it's a lot of. I think J.J. McCarthy's another one of those guys that can scramble. But yeah, if you can't run in this league,
And that's still the whole JJ McCarthy situation is still like a mystery. You don't know what you have in this guy yet.
well, yeah, because he tore his meniscus. Like,
yeah, you don't
in the
know if
preseason.
after this meniscus tear if he even comes like
well, they
comes
said
back
he's
in full force.
recovered really nicely.
Really?
Yeah, they said he was like,
And the guy's like
Fast
only
recovery.
21, I think.
yeah, so he's still young and
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if the Vikings have a
a lot of people question them.
stellar year like they have this year.
Well, even my dad said it might be a year where they kind of step back and only win like 8 or 9 games.
Do you think he'll be another kind of systematic quarterback like a Sam Darnold for the next year?
I
Because
don't
he made Sam
know.
Darnold look good.
I mean, I think McCarthy's going to be good, but it might not be this next year that he's good. He might struggle at first because it's his first year.
Yeah.
But he's gotten, even though he's injured, he got to stand there on the sidelines once he was rehabilitating. and
Sure.
he still got to work with Darnold and learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot to that. How did we get on a football tangent?
I don't know. I think you
We-
started
we,
talking
we
about
just,
the playoffs.
we could probably talk about football all day. Like I already consume enough football content in one day already to just kind of just rattle off a few things. I think football is very entertaining.
Yeah,
Um,
I enjoy football a lot more than baseball because there's only 17 games and you only watch it once a week. Now,
Well,
don't get me
there's-
wrong, I love the Cubs, but MLB is just too long.
They got back to
162 games.
isn't there 18 games in the NFL right now?
I thought it was 17.
I think there's 18. They're adding 19 next year.
Huh.
Yeah, and they actually just confirmed a Barcelona game for next
Yeah,
year.
they keep playing more games in other countries. which is
Yeah, they
cool.
confirmed Barcelona. I don't remember who's playing in that game, but they confirmed. Yeah, football's having a greater reach. 1 second, I'm cracking a cold one for the boys.
Shirley Temple.
That wasn't as satisfying as I thought it'd be. But yeah, they're announcing more. Like football's getting a wider range in other countries.
Yeah, the countries
it's
the
funny.
countries where they play football.
Yeah, it's funny watching like a game like in England, and you get all these people coming out, and you just have a whole like hodgepodge of like different jerseys that
'Cause
all
they're
these
just, like,
England fans
yeah.
are wearing because you only got one game there or two games maybe. And if your team's not playing, you're not going to have any merch of that team, so you're just going to wear whatever.
And it might have been a jersey they bought at the game the year before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also
I find it funny. I'm sure. I
very
just
funny.
wonder what those guys think of American football compared to like soccer and.
Well, but then also on the American side, America's starting to get invested in soccer now, more and more.
Well, you got like the big guys that played in like the Premier League are
Yeah, I
starting
think
to come
the
play
Premier
in
Leagues
the.
are coming here too.
They're starting to come like the was it Messi or somebody
Yeah.
decided he was going to finish his career in the U.S., which
Yep.
is wild,
Yep.
which is really big for Major League Soccer getting guys like him to come play.
really like as the years have passed, soccer has really gained a bigger and bigger following as of recent, which I never thought would have happened at all.
So I'm more into MLE.
MLE,
Yeah,
what's that?
Major League Eating.
Oh, me. Yeah,
I'm
Joey
a big
Chestnut?
I'm a big Joey Chestnut fan.
big
I love
Joey
watching
Chestnut.
his videos on YouTube.
He has YouTube videos.
Yeah, he does like he goes around and does like food challenges and stuff.
Oh, he's one.
Or
of
he'll
those
like
kinda
make
guys.
stuff at home too. Like he made a massive like Chick-fil-A knockoff of chicken sandwich. Holy shnikes, it was huge.
Holy shit!
One time he made like a 5-pound taco in a bag.
Oh wow!
He
Like a walking taco.
yeah.
Wow.
I love watching him eat. He went to this like cafe and bought this like 4-pound, like the country breakfast at Perkins.
Yeah.
It was something like that at a cafe. It weighed like 5 pounds, and he's just like, he's like, oh, I gotta break the record. And he's just like
Oh.
shoveling it down, and I'm just like, man, that looks so good.
God, it looks
Every
so
time he
good.
makes food, it just looks so good, even though he's eating like 5 pounds of it.
Yeah. God, that's too much. Way too much. People are just built for it, though. I guess.
The hot dog ones, oh god, it's so gross watching
Just-
him eat hot dogs.
Just sucking down.
They're just like,
plenty of water.
yeah, dipping it in the water.
Oh yeah.
Dip the bun in the water,
God.
lubricating it as it goes
I
down
think
your
I
fucking
only
throat.
watched like the hot dog eating contest 1 year.
I think
and
it's funny.
I couldn't even sit down and watch it for like 5 minutes because I'm like, this is disgusting to watch. I can't.
I did watch the Netflix special, Chestnut versus
How
Kobayashi.
was that? I don't.
It was cool. Chestnut broke the record.
How many?
He ate like
dogs is
80
that?
some hot dogs in 10 minutes.
80?
He ate like 80 hot dogs in 10 minutes. He broke his previous record. It was awesome. Kobayashi used to be the top dog of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, and then Chestnut beat him 1 year. And
I would not want to be.
but yeah, Kobayashi got his ass kicked.
I would not want to be in the same room when he has to take a dump. Just
One
like how
giant
long? How
log.
long does that guy sit on the can? Do you think?
How much antacids does he take?
God, it's got to be Ash. How old is he? How old is Joey
Chestnut, probably 40s,
40s?
mid 40s. I can't imagine he's gonna keep doing that for like how
No,
many more years.
I don't think you can. Your body won't.
It's gonna get diabetes
eating
or
tons of food
have a heart
like
attack
that.
or something.
And
But-
he probably doesn't. Does he work out? Do you know? Does he like do workouts?
I don't know, but I think with those guys, they don't eat like that every day. They like
Yeah,
fast.
no.
They like fast for like a week and then they eat.
Mhm.
Like he'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a challenge today. I haven't eaten in like 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm starving."
I'd always watch. There's one guy on YouTube called. His name is Beard Meats Food. Or Beard, yeah, Beard Meats Food or whatever. And his whole gimmick is he's this Irishman. This Irishman, he just goes all around the world basically, and then goes take on like different challenges that places are offering.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he would just bring his camera with him and just record himself just eating these huge portions of food that he would go to like the Heart Attack Grill in like
in
Las
Vegas?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he ate like, what was it called? It was like the Gastro Pounder Burger. It's like
The
8
gastro bypass.
yeah, the Gastro Bypass, which is like 10 burgers or something like that, maybe even more than that. And I'm like, God, I can't imagine. And then you go to like different places and eat tons of ice cream too. I'm like, man, I don't think I could make it. I cannot make it. I would be in shambles.
I don't know how they do that.
Like you said, the fasting thing, I think they do They do that a lot. Maybe they just take a week off of eating. Maybe they just
Pretty
don't.
sure they have to.
You would. I think there was a documentary came out about man versus food. Remember that show?
Well, I know the one guy had to quit doing it because I think he gained a bunch of weight.
Yeah, yeah. But I think in the beginning he did pretty well. But yeah, like you said, he started gaining tons of weight, and then yeah, he just wouldn't eat for a long time. And yeah, he had to really. He just had to go cold turkey on it. He just had to stop. I really like Man versus Food. It's entertaining.
Yeah, for
Super,
sure.
super entertaining.
For sure.
God, what were we talking about again? We were talking
Sports.
So we were talking about sports. So yeah, you said the Major League eating. Well, would you ever get into back to soccer? Would you ever? Are you a big soccer? Enjoy
I don't really watch soccer. It's kind of hard to understand. Like the clock goes in reverse. I don't know. It's just
No,
weird.
it goes up.
Oh, I don't. Well, I just don't understand the time.
So
know what I
it
mean?
goes
Like-
till 90 minutes.
Oh, okay.
90 minutes is their regulation.
But it's
so,
just like a continuous clock.
So how their clock works is it keeps on going.
Like nothing stops it. Like even
No,
if they're not playing.
Nothing stops it. But so 90 minutes is regulation, and then the penalties in the whole entire game determine how much penalty time's added to the clock. So, like, I don't know specifically how much, like, say, like a yellow card would add to the clock, but it adds, like, say, like a minute longer. So then that gets added to regulation, and that's over regulation time.
Oh, okay.
The penalties add more time onto the clock.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's how they manage it there. The only time I've ever been invested into soccer before was, of course, during the World Cup. The big one, you know, like when America's playing, like in the World Cup, you're just like, oh yeah, like why would I not? I just like watching the Olympics. It's like, yep, let's root for our boys in blue. God bless America. That's the only thing that kind of like I don't care about any of these sports, but since our American guys are playing it and gals, since they're playing it, I'm like, yeah, I'm invested. Like I'll watch this. I'll watch competitive break dancing. Or like
like Raygun.
extreme ping pong. I don't. Maybe that's a thing. Do they have ping pong in the Olympics? I feel like ping pong should be in there.
Yeah, I think it's the winter one though.
Is that winter or summer?
I think it's winter.
Winter.
Maybe. I could be wrong.
Those some of those guys are crazy with the paddle.
Yeah, I know they're like ding 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 ding.
Yeah, like Forrest Gump. Like Forrest Gump.
I just like to play ping pong.
Like play ping pong. What a great movie.
I just watched that.
Yeah, but soccer's a lot of fun. Like I think so. Like I said, I'll watch soccer when our American guys are playing it. That's the only time I care. Like my fondest memory of watching soccer was when we took a trip to South Carolina. And the World Cup was going on at the same time when we were on this vacation, and we were at a bar, and the World Cup was going on, so we're all watching the game. Everyone's just kind of having idle chatting, just kind of casually watching the game. And before you knew it, everyone's eyes were locked on the screen when America was like lining up to score. And they finally scored, and everyone simultaneously, including myself, all jumped out of their seat. Just like, yeah! It was America versus Germany. I'll always remember that moment. And that was kind of like the moment where I'm like, yeah, a sense of pride. Like country
Yeah.
pride, pretty much. It was just such a kind of surreal moment that I'll always kind of remember. You ever have any of those kind of moments, like with football or something?
What, when the USA's playing?
No, like football or like a ton of Viking fans just freaking out at one point, just like, yeah, I'm proud of you, a Vikings fan. Like ever been like in a big crowd of Vikings fans. Have you ever attended?
No,
Like
I've
watch
never been to a
parties?
Vikings game, sadly. Hopefully soon.
Mm. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would be. They got a great stadium.
They do have a great stadium, but like another time was when I went to over to Des Moines. Went to Des Moines and they were having like a big Iowa watch party, and they just had crowds of people just watching the game. And when Iowa scored a touchdown, everyone like
Well,
would
I guess
start
when I
cheering.
went to the Iowa game last year, that would be a good, where there's a lot of Iowa fans just all happy and excited together.
Do like people? So I've never been to a football game before. Um,
That might have been the first,
do people like where
I've
do
been to.
like the guest crowd sit? Where do they have like dedicated sections? Like usually
I think there's a student section on each side
a student
or something where, the band sits and stuff,
Uh-huh.
but I think it's kind of just, random.
Is it a free for all kind of?
I think so. A lot of people have season tickets, so they got their, stadium chairs
Yeah.
sitting in their, because it's all benches at Kennick.
Uh huh.
Just long benches, but people have their stadium chairs just set up all year.
I think next year I'll definitely try to.
You should go to an Iowa game. It's fun.
Let's go to an Iowa game.
Good
let's
food too. I think the best part is all the vendors outside the stadium
Yeah.
tailgating.
Yeah.
My dad was buying chicken on a stick, and we got some food. It was awesome.
Yeah, Josh, let's make it a goal. Let's go watch an Iowa game.
Iowa game. All right.
Yeah, let's lock it in right now.
Which Iowa State game are they playing in Iowa or are they playing in Ames or in Iowa City? That'd be a good game to go to.
Probably, yeah, Iowa City. Would be the
Oh,
one.
they play in Iowa this year. I don't remember.
Well, what you're saying, Iowa State?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if they're playing at Iowa City or
Oh,
at Ames next year.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it was in Ames this year. So if it's in Iowa City next year, that would be
I would assume Iowa City though.
the game to go to is the
Probably.
Iowa State game.
Yeah, for sure. Or just any game, honestly. Any game would be fun.
You got to get me some of the suspenders that everyone wears.
The suspenders, yes, the classic stripes, that black and gold stripes. But yeah, let's lock it in right now. Let's go to an Iowa game. We'll make it happen.
All right.
Well, we'll make it happen. I already have a busy enough year already as is, but we'll lock in football for September.
Sounds good.
For September.
Well, shoot, I think we've really hit the nail on the head with this one.
Yeah, we talked a lot of sports this episode,
yes,
didn't we?
we did.
We talked a lot. Wait. The episode started with
A Jesus
church
tribute.
Church. Yes, we must start out with church.
Now that kind of looks like you were just trolling the church.
Yeah, we start out with
Sounds
church
like a
in the
religious
morning,
episode.
and then once Sunday mass is done,
You go watch your NFL
and then we
football.
go watch NFL Sunday football. Sounds good to me. That's how the day goes. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Midwest Take. As always, I'm your host, Jacob,
And I'm Josh.
and thank you for listening, and we'll
Peace
see
out.
you around. Bye-bye.